What's up, guys? I'm RavageDragon and welcome to Stanley Parables. This is going to be my... Let me see. It's going to be my third episode. But this third episode might have some repeats of stuff I did before. Because, this is the Xbox version. It's no longer, for the playing on the Steam, because this laptop cannot handle the Steam game while recording, so it like stutters and stuff like that. This laptop is old and it's not able to withstand that. So with Vortex's help, I got for the Xbox Series X. So now I can play without worrying about the game. But now I might have to redo the stuff that I did before, so that way I can progress to more stuff that I haven't done yet. Alright, so with that, let's get to the gameplay. Alright, let's go. Woohoo, woohoo. Loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is it?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Okay.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions,
Where is everybody?
call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
What?
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What's going on? Where is everybody? Hello? Why do I feel short? Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Where is everybody?
What could it mean?
Why did my
Stanley
door close?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Missed a memo? There's nobody
No matter
here.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where the hell did they go?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Where is everybody? Wait, what? Where did that come from? Where does that lead? Hello? Where is everybody? Huh? What are you fixing up there? Where is everyone? Did Leon came? Like, come on. Did Leon arrive here and killed everybody? What's going on? Hello? Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm going to the one on my right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, this computer's on. Where is everybody? Okay. The doors don't open. Where does that lead to? Hello?
Yes, truly a
room.
room worth admiring. It had really
Cold
been
drinks.
worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley
can't I
simply
get
stood
something to
here,
drink?
drinking it all in.
I want my coffee. The coffee. Why I can't drink
Yes, really, really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I don't know what this means.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from
Hello?
here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right.
What the
My
hell,
mistake.
bro? Okay.
No,
What the
not
hell?
right. Why would I have ever
Stop
said
closing
it
the
was
doors
to the
on me.
right? What was I thinking?
What the hell is you thinking?
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Damn narrator. Not Eddie's narrator. No.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
You sure? Just don't look right. Where am I going?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
Could you open the door?
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
No!
This time,
Wait!
suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm?
No!
Okay, from the top.
Who's fired? Damn it. From the top. I'm back here again. Dang it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
No duh.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
It's
to
the
the meeting room.
apocalypse.
Perhaps
The
he had
fuck
simply
you
missed a
mean?
memo.
My gosh. Narrator, why are you so annoying? I read on Steam that you was annoying.
When Stanley... Wait.
What?
No,
What's
no,
going
I
on?
restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely
Did you
fresh.
restart?
Everything should be... Oh,
getting
did
annoyed.
something change?
I'm getting annoyed.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
How am
Did
I
you
going to change
move
anything?
the story somewhere, or...
How?
Hold on.
How?
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Duh.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. The story. Where the hell is the story? Story? Where are you, story? What the hell? Story. Where are you, story?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No, I don't want to
I find it
restart.
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. Why?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What could it mean?
I don't know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's go to the meeting room. I forgot to change my logo to RavageLands, but it's okay, because I am the same person. Just know that the thumbnail is gonna have the RavageLands logo.
Okay, yep,
What the?
it's worse.
What?
I might be remembering this wrong.
Did you break
it's
the game?
The story is back where we just came from. Why don't
How?
we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Back what direction?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
What
The
did you miss?
story. Here
What?
it comes.
Where's the
No,
story?
wait, never mind.
What
Not
the
the
hell?
story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What other? What the hell?
Now this... Well, I'll be
Hello?
honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
This doesn't
Is this
look
the
right.
story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my
What the
story
hell?
took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
I
I
won!
know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid
Yay!
off. So, good job.
Yay! Can you open this door?
Oh, no. No, I don't
What?
feel right about this at all.
What do you mean?
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for
what-
that win.
what are you
Some
talking about?
people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
But I don't.
Okay?
But
I'm
you-
getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't
I
care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
He has to restart.
All right,
Oh, what the
I've
hell?
got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
The adventure
Just follow
line?
the line. How simple is that?
I don't want to follow the line. What if I want to go straight?
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Alright, fine. But where is it heading? Where does this go?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
You
Onward,
sure about
Stanley,
that?
to destiny.
What's this
Nope.
way?
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
I have
Simply
no
by
idea.
the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via
went
the very
around.
manifestation of the nature of life itself?
What?
Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is, in fact, a byproduct
What the hell?
of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
that, right?
Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of
What?
this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
I have no idea.
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music.
What?
Go back and look at that fern.
Why?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study
Huh?
it closely and remember it carefully.
What are you
won't want
talking
to miss
about?
Anything.
Alright, I'm out.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Hello? Are we gonna start the game again?
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore.
He's fired.
Restart.
He's fired. What the hell? I was looking at damn screens. What the hell? But wait, what? We're back here with the line?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure.
What the hell?
What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh, okay. Where does this go?
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
A new path?
Story to be.
I'm doing donuts.
Wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
My imagination?
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Acknowledge what?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Is it?
Important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
No.
And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Open this one. Great.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
Oh,
well,
boy.
Who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this?
Can you let me out?
No, it can't be.
Hello.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
They opened the door.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
No.
Whatever it is that made this schedule?
No.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
Open the
Something
door.
happen?
Open the door.
So,
Hello?
okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose
could
in
crouch.
some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Game restarted on its own. I'm back in this shithole again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yes.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, fine. I'ma go here.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find and coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's down here?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive
I don't remember
economy,
coming down
why
here.
had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then
Listen.
something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Nobody can fire
As
me
Stanley
because
pondered
nobody's
this,
here.
He began to make other strange observations. For example,
I'm stuck
why
in a loop.
couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
What the hell?
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No,
Yes.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Oh no.
This is all a dream.
No.
What a relief Stanley felt to
No.
have finally found an answer, an explanation.
No.
His co-workers weren't actually
No.
gone. He
No.
wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't
No.
crazy after all.
I was never gonna
Thought
lose
to
my
himself,
job.
I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
What the
Stanley
hell is he
as awake
yammering
right
on
now
about?
as he's ever been in his life.
Narrator?
Now, hearing the voice speak these words
Oh,
was quite
boy.
a shock to Stanley.
Hello?
Oh, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too.
Oh, boy.
Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Huh?
the fresh air of a world outside this one.
I was sleeping?
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I'm not okay. I'm stuck in the same place.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What the hell? Hello?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I'm a woman now?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Narrator.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man
This is new.
better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
How did I die?
And then she turned and ran.
How did I die? Narrator, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? That was new. Not an ending that I had before. This fresh prison.
All of his co-workers were gone.
No, duh.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I don't
Perhaps
care.
he simply missed a memo.
Oh, new content?
Oh, new content?
Oh.
What does that mean, new content?
We'll find out. We'll find out, narrator. Not you. This one. You, not you. Okay.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, okay.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Okay.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Alright.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Does it? I think I did this before.
Step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful.
It does.
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
You talk too much.
Is it
yeah.
broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it!
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Yeah! 80, 70, 60, 50, 30, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! That's it? Oh. Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I don't know.
Another elevator.
You talk too
Stanley,
much.
I have to say,
You're
initial
my nerves.
impressions of this game are not positive.
What?
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new
It
content?
just started.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion.
You're
You could
talking
put that
too
on the
much.
box. The Stanley Parable
Shut
Ultra
up.
Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yeah.
Well, duh.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
Of course.
I'm ready for whatever it is. That's
What?
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
It's X now.
It's my fault, Stanley.
Twitter is no longer around.
It's
It's
around the new
X.
content, I'm afraid. It
It's
could never
X.
have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
No.
No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
No.
What do you say, friend?
I don't want to restart. They keep restarting the game. I want to get out. Get out. Oh, wait, what? I don't remember this. Huh? Oh, wait, yeah, he tells me to...
Stanley!
I don't want to go in there.
Come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Alright, fine. What do you want to show me? I've done this before, though. You know what? Since I already did this, I'm gonna go check what's over here.
Oh. You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine.
No.
You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
New content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Nobody's here to fire me.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
What are you proving?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I did this before, so I'm gonna go to the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The 2 of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Bro!
Running and running, just the way
I'm
we're
going
doing right
around
now.
in circles.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here.
Do you?
Let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Oh, great.
Yes. Oh, it's
I forgot about
beautiful,
this.
isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel... No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm not happy.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
But the game
no,
is...
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No!
Ow.
Oh, thank God. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away
I
from
want
me.
to get out of
Back to where I
here.
was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Cause you gotta feel the madness. Ooh, yeah. Elbow drop.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
No.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll
It's
throw
not the
yourself
game.
from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
To keep you from being happy? You gotta understand, brother. I gotta do the leg drop from the heavens. Oh.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
Oh boy.
I just wanted us to get along. I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
It starts with
Well,
one
this one is
thing.
yours.
I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. The design is wrong to explain the due time. Oh, I know time is a valuable thing. Watch your time fly as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. Clock takes life away. So unreal. The luck below. Watch the time flow right out the window. Try to hold on to didn't even know. Wasted it all at the hands of the clock.
I'm going back.
In the end. We back here again?
Psst. Stanley, come over here.
All right.
Vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, we'll do this. What it meant to me would eventually be a memory every time I tried so hard.
Okay, remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Okay.
Take a look.
All right, this time we could go through this with no stutter.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Okay.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
All right.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Xbox port? Remember back in October of 2013
I'm playing on
when the
Xbox.
game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
2013. You know, it's crazy because I never even heard of this game until like 2020. Hey, one of the screens. Game disc. Wow. Is there a physical copy of this game? I would like a physical copy. It looks so nice. It looks like unraveled.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling.
I don't even think it exists anymore.
Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
What's down here? Oh, maintenance? Okay. Oh. Huh! They added the girl.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Xbox. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
It's funny because since this is the Xbox version, he says Xbox a lot. While on the Steam one, he says PlayStation and Xbox. See the comparison? The serious room? Why is there boxes here? I've never been in there.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Where am I going now? Down here? Oh, okay.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
You got something to stick?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I?
Yes.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
You are.
This is actually quite shocking for me. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Where did this come from?
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second...
Shush.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley.
You talk so much.
You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were... Oh... Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much...
You talk so much. Wait, hello? 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 Okay. He's not there. What's that sound from? Oh. Okay.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
Finally, shut the hell up.
The end is never the end, 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 is never...
Didn't even realize I was there. Because the end is never the end. Which is true. That's what people don't understand. What in tarnation happened? Okay. Wow. Nature. Look at that. Where did the door go? It just disappeared. Nature's gone. That does not sound pretty. The hell was that? Oh no, me don't like that. Huh. Ah, I'm back here again. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain. Black old sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Black old sun, black old sun. Okay. Here we go
All of
again.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Why were they
Perhaps
gone?
He had simply missed a memo.
Why were they gone? Ah. Oh. This is different.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
This is new. I don't remember this on the Steam. I thought it was gonna go that way.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Why you kill the light?
I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
Actually, I would have liked a part 2.
Fans have truly been asking for.
It's been more than 13 years.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yes. I agree.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Okay. Lay it on me. What are we gonna do with the Stanley Parables 2? Narrator. Do I have to get over here?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping. Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Settings, world champion. Oh, okay. A free achievement. Oh, hey.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Oh, boy. You tricked me. I thought it was a free achievement.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Like this? Oh, that is weird. One out of 6. Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I don't remember where all of them are. Okay. What's over here? It's so dark over here. Alright, so one of the figurines is not there. Well, put in the jumping circle?
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
For now. Where are the collectibles?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
I didn't click that. I don't like.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
I went to collectibles for your achievement, infinite hole. Alright, time to go to the infinite hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Okay.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stan.
Elevator go down the hole.
But it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Where are these collectibles? Collectibles. Do I end up finding it later? I think that is all. Time for the exit.
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the bucket, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
What's the bucket? This is the collectibles. The jump circle. Where's the bucket? Where's the bucket? Okay, free achievement, collectibles. That's new. The circle. Oh, it's over here.
common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Where's the bucket?
As long as you hold on to the bucket,
Where's the bucket?
disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
A bucket?
It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Well, I guess it's time to go.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
It's a garbage award. Alright, time to go.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, it's creepy with the red. What's going on here?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone.
Where is
What could it
everybody?
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Okay.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Let me go see what this is all about. Never been here before.
You found
Hey!
one of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
Let's go.
No reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I get the feeling mommy's for what? Money's for stealing, but something yours, of course.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2, 8.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
You told me the code. Oh yeah. Oh.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Going down. Alright.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Okay.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty...
You talk too much, man.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Will it?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I'm going this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Will I?
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Never done this before. Where does it take me? Is this really death? We're gonna get crushed?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Really?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant,
What's this?
the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
I am confused.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Where did my bucket go? The bucket, welcome to your grand exhibit. Where's the regular...
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Where's the original narrator? This is confusing, and this is new. What the hell? Yamolata, Yamolata, Yamolata.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
What? The hanging bucket. Okay. What happened?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Mijita, who are you?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
You know, if I die, we restart the game, right? Where was the male narrator? This one sounds like a VITCH.
All of his co-workers were gone.
He's back!
What could it mean?
Oh, thank
Stanley
you.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't want the bucket. Alright.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's end this video with finishing this game. Wait, what?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Is it raining outside? You didn't let me open this before. This is new. Da 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 da. Fandango. Papa. Does the elevator stop at some point? The narrator's dancing to music. You like that, huh, narrator? Finally. Wait. What? That was a waste of time.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
We will end this. Going down.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I have the strength.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Yes.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where's mine at? 454. Mine is over there. Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control?
I was up there.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had
Yes.
he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes.
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Once and for all. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it, narrator?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
Was it really?
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
It's not fully down yet.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin. The
Look how
feeling
beautiful
of
this
liberation,
looks.
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Yes.
And Stanley was happy.
Happy. Green screen is all messed up in the white background. An achievement! I beat the game. Another achievement. Get your first achievement. I should have already achieved. Alright. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Wow. Since my Xbox is connected to the laptop, it's showing my achievements on the laptop. Alright guys, that is all. I'm going to leave it with outro Ravage. Alright guys, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was Stanley Parables episode 3. This is on the Xbox that I'm playing it on, and you see I reached the Stanley Parables 2. I'm putting it right there you go. Stanley Parables 2. I got this intro and whatnot. You already seen my journey. I would call this the Ravage Parables 3, the movie. Alright, you guys can check me out on stuff. You can also ravage that like button, ravage that subscribe button, and ravage that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. That way you guys are informed when the next episode of RavageDragon on the RavageLands channel is up. So with that, I hope you guys enjoy. Also, I have a throne.com. I'm gonna put it in the description below. It's throne.com/RavageDragon. So you guys can help me out with a new laptop or a new PC. The PC I have in my throne is 3,000, and the laptop is 6,000 because I have like 2 terabytes in that. Also, it's crowdfunded, so you can donate money to it. You don't have to like pay all of it. So you could just add $10 here, $15 there, because the donation limit is $10. So with that, I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.